The Winnipeg Comedy Festival proudly presents Food, Glorious Food. And now to whet your appetite, here's your host, Sandra Shamus.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow, good evening and welcome. Well, you might be asking yourself, why are we talking about food? I put it to you this way. When aren't we talking about food? I mean, we've been eating 3 meals a day, maybe more, every day of our entire lives. We're experts. We have a PhD in food. Talk about food. We can't stop talking about food. You know you are truly a Canadian when you are sitting down to a delicious lunch and the only conversation is, what's for supper? Seriously. All through our lives, there isn't one occasion or celebration that hasn't got a prerequisite of some food wrapped all over it, honestly. In the wild, wild world of women, when there's bad news, it goes out like a hue and cry. One of us is down. And everybody comes, and we gather, and we put the safari wagons in a circle, and hampers are brought into the house, and everybody sits down at the table to absorb the bad news, maybe even have a good old-fashioned cry, right? And then, when all the blowing and sniffling is over, somebody's going to say, let's have a snack. Food, oh my God, a flurry of plates and food hit the table. Food smooths and soothes. You know, snacks are good, but eventually you'll hear someone say, you know, I could go for something sweet. Oh, but I couldn't eat the whole thing. I'll split it with you. Have you ever seen 2 women on a pie? Yeah. Forks are issued. The first one just stabs into it, and when she's finished, the second one looks on and goes, oh, now look at that. Let me clean up that edge. And in this way, they agree to eat the whole pie. So much to learn, really. Frankly, I never dreamed that standing in the cool, open door of a refrigerator, staring at food, would actually prepare me for menopause. So what do you say? Are you ready to start the show? This comedian is so talented, he makes you feel like you're at an all-you-can-laugh buffet. Please fill your plate with Graham Chittenden.
Thank you. It's kind of an honor to be here. I'm happy to be here on a show that's about food, but I'm also a little sad that there's going to be one more show on TV that's about food. I think we've maxed out. I think we could take a break. I think a lot of the reason that a lot of the kids today aren't losing the weight we want them to is that there's a 24-hour food channel where grown men just drive around the country and rub dry spices into pork shoulders. These food shows are getting you into thinking it's a good idea. You're taking your advice from the wrong people. Everyone on that network. Guy Fieri? Stop watching Guy Fieri. Kids are looking up to him. Stop. I have one rule. If Guy Fieri's been to your restaurant, I won't eat there. That's my rule. Why do you wait to see? 1, don't trust his palate. Number 2, it's not a surprise. He's gonna like it. He's liked it every episode for too many seasons now. For me, that's the grossest moment on television. There are shows where they do surgery. There are shows where they deliver children. For me, it doesn't get any grosser than when Guy Fieri bites into a Philly cheesesteak. That's the grossest thing. When he does that, just that moment where he has to lean forward so the juices don't get on his bowling shirt. The grossest thing on TV right now. He just leans forward. His eyes roll back in his head. He looks like a minor league baseball coach faking an orgasm. It's the grossest thing on TV. Stop watching it. It's gross. He's a disgusting man. He gets so much sauce on his face, he has to bleach his goatee every week. Stop trusting his advice. There's no show on that network for me. Even the cooking shows. I'd love to eat at home. I can't follow along with those shows. I would like to have my own cooking show where we cook at home together. It's called I Don't Know What Happened. Where you've never made this thing before, but don't worry, neither have I. Okay, we're gonna ruin it together. You can't follow along with these other cooking shows. I don't have 17 little glass bowls with pre-chopped ingredients waiting for me when I get home. Oh my God, this is easy. Oh, no. None of that stuff. I don't even know where to get half those ingredients. They expect you to come home and go, okay, turn on the TV and get going. I can't get any of this stuff you've just described without a 3-day scavenger hunt off the top. That's why my show is going to be more like your life. I'm going to show you great meals you can eat over the sink real quick because you're late for everything. We're not going to have the ingredients you don't have. We're not going to... What psycho can follow along and go, artichokes? I do have artichokes. Saffron? Tons of it, sister. Let's keep going. I just hope I get to use up some of this truffle oil I've been stockpiling. We're going to use things I know you have. Like lunch meat you can't remember when you bought. All the great things. That's the first 5 minutes. We just look at it, feel it, smell it, look for a date somewhere. Oh, God, don't even matter. We're just going to grill off the poison a little bit. We'll just heat it up. Just heat it up. No, you can't. You just grill it a little on the other side. Takes the poison right off. That's how science works. Long-term marinating is out. It's ruined. I've been so close to making these meals a few times. You know, I'm not there to win any awards. It's Thursday. I'm a grown man. I've had granola bars for dinner 3 nights in a row. I would love to follow along, and you're following along sometimes. You've made a few substitutions. As long as butter's as good as buttermilk, you'll be fine. You're so close. And then they pull that thing on you where the host looks at the camera and goes, okay, we're going to stop there. We're going to pop this back in the fridge for a while. We're going to seal it up and pop it back in the fridge so that the buttermilk can tenderize the chicken. Plus, it makes the flavors combine. Tell you what, pal, you can go pop yours back in the fridge for a day and a half. I'm going to try and grill up what we've made so far. Because I have to eat soon or I'm going to die, okay? I didn't show up fed to make dinner. Did you show up fed to make dinner? What is wrong with you? I'm just going to jam mine into my George Foreman grill and press on it as hard as I can until the juices run clear. That's all I got planned for tonight. I got a life to live. I got places to be. And as for the flavors combining, pretty sure that'll happen when you chew it. That's what chewing is. You know when you eat a chocolate chip cookie and you can taste the chocolate chips and the cookie at the same time? That's your teeth working their magic. Doesn't need a day and a half to combine. Marinate for a day and a half. What, do you have house guests over? Oh, are you hungry? Are you hungry? You gonna be here tomorrow afternoon? You gotta stick around. I'm not gonna serve it to you now. The flavors are uncombined. Eat it now. I'm gonna answer real cooking questions on my show too. Like what's happening to my plastic spatula? Gets shorter every time I cook. I'm not cleaning it off of anything though. Am I eating my plastic spatula? Yes, I am. So are you. So are you. So are you. What are you, 50? You've eaten 10 plastic spatulas in your whole life. 10 entire spatulas. You never question it. You just throw out a handle every 3 months and replace it. Next time you fry an egg, measure the spatula, fry the egg, measure it again. Let me know how much spatula you took down. You know you're doing it. You know when you're out for brunch, you take a bite of their eggs and go, why do these eggs taste better than mine? There's no spatula in those ones. All right, you guys are a lot of fun. Thank you so much. My name is Graham Chin, and enjoy the rest of the fest.
Coming up, Chris Nanneroni chews the fat when the Winnipeg Comedy Festival returns.
His talent is rare, and his jokes are well done. It's Chris Nanneroni.
I'm very happy to be here, man. I'm very happy. I recently accomplished something I've been working hard on. I lost some weight. I lost almost 40 pounds so far. Thank you. Thank you very much. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I've always been fighting my weight ever since I was a little kid, man. It's so hard. The hardest thing is getting advice from people. People always think they know what you're doing wrong. And they could be bigger than you, right? Stupid advice I get. I always get this one. You should drink a lot of water, Chris. Fills you up. Drink a lot of water. Between 8 to 10 glasses of water a day. They always do that. between 8 to 10. I'm going to guess here, that's 9, isn't it? 9 glasses of water a day. I get this one too. Rice cakes. Chris, you should eat some rice cakes. Why do they call them cakes? Why do they I like cake. Cake is good. They don't look anything like a cake. They look like a puck. It's the hardest thing in the world for me to lose weight. I swear to you, it's been an uphill battle all the time. It's so hard because I'm Italian. We have great food. Who doesn't love Italian food? It's crazy. I can't say no to the food. And I'm like a shark, man. I'll eat anything. I'm not allergic to nothing. I'm not allergic to gluten. I'm not allergic to peanuts. If you're allergic to peanuts, stay home. I've had it with you people. Stay home. You screwed up my picnic. Stay home. It's tough, man. It's tough. I don't really care. I'm not like a quality kind of person when it comes to food. Just fill the hole. That's all I'm concerned about. I'm hungry, fill the hole. And it's hard for me because I love to eat. I love buffets. I love all that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty good when I don't have to eat for a living. But then what happens? What happens? I've been blessed with a show that I host on CMT. I actually host a food show. Do you believe this? I am the host of a food show. It's like giving a liquor store to an alcoholic. What the hell? What did I do wrong? I don't get it, man. The best thing about my show, too, is I get to meet amazing chefs, like crazy chefs. They're passionate about what they do. Like, they always want to share it with you. I had this one chef in Vegas look me in the eye and say, Chris, you got to try my fluffy pickle. You look like a nice guy, but I ain't touching your pickle, okay? I'm not big on seafood. I'll be honest with you straight up, Winnipeg. I do not like seafood. I'm not a fan at all. I was in PEI a little while back. Beautiful part of the country, PEI. PEI, beautiful part of the country. I was doing a function there. Manager of this club says, Chris, have you ever had lobster before? I said, no. I'm from Alberta. We don't have lobster in Alberta. We have cows. Lots of cows. I'd like some cow, please. He says, come with me. So like an idiot, I follow this guy to the back of the restaurant. There's a big tank with like 15 or 20 lobster in there, swimming around, visiting, playing cards, do what they do, right? He says, go ahead, pick one. And I says, why? Because I have no idea what's going on, right? I figure I'm going to pick a lobster, go in the back room, have some racist, bet some money. What the hell do I know? He says, no, pick the one you like. We'll take them out and cook them for you. No. They're alive, you bastard! I says, look, when I feel like KFC, they don't make me chase my own chickens, do they? That's what I'm paying a colonel for, isn't it? Before I can say anything to this guy, ties a piece of plastic around my neck about yay big. I says, what the hell is this now? He says, it's a bib, in case you miss your mouth. You don't want to mess up your clothes. In case I miss, look at me. Do you think I ever miss? If you're missing your mouth, you shouldn't be allowed at the table without a helmet. That's all I'm saying. He goes, stop fooling around. Here, just take the lobster by the claw right here and then crack it. So I do that, and it makes a horrible sound. Not worse than that is like the lobster juice squirts out. And it goes all over the place. I get it in the face. I get it in my hair, on my arms, in my crotch, everywhere but the bib. The bib is spotless. He goes, okay, Chris, now listen. You don't want to eat this part. Stay away from this part here. Don't eat this. Why? Because that's the poop track. You don't want to eat the poop track. It's full of sand. If you eat the poop track, you'll have sand in your mouth all day. Don't eat the poop track. Okay, you know what? I'm done with this stupid creature. Take this thing away and bring me something that doesn't have a poop track. Winnipeg, it's been a long time since I've seen you, and I hope it's not a long time before I see you again. God bless you. Thank you. Stay hungry. See ya.
And now, a comic who leaves you feeling satisfied but not bloated, Katie Ellen Humphries.
Start out by bragging, but I recently contracted a virus. It's not that big a deal, but because of the health problems, I have to be on this extremely stringent regime. Like, I can't have any fruit or sugar or grains or dairy or joy. Oh, also, I can't have sex. Medically, I probably can, but I can't get drunk. What am I gonna do? Get to know someone? When I first found out that basically all I could eat was leafy greens, of course, my first reaction was just like complete relief. Like, finally have something to talk about at parties. What are you cutting out of your diet? Everything? Oh, you're down to just ice chips and Himalayan rock salt? Amazing. People get so mad about food stuff. We don't do that with other ailments. Not like, oh, asthma? Why don't you just breathe good? I do. Gluten-free. Get over it. My granddaddy didn't go to war so you can eat that burger in a lettuce wrap. Put your meat in a bun. Show some pride. White flour. I love to watch people eat together. Couples, so cute. Like that first date couple just having tapas, pushing an olive around on the plate. They hook up later. You know she's going to get up in the middle of the night, put her makeup back on. There's a married couple. They've been together for a while. They don't even have to talk. Just silently enjoying a nice meal. They won't make love tonight, just lie in each other's arms, bloated and happy. But I think that can go too far, right? Like, you can get too comfortable. I was at a big theater event recently, and it was cabaret seating. I was sitting with a young couple. And after intermission, they came back to the table, and I thought that somehow they had gotten ice cream treats. Naturally, I was insanely jealous. Young lovers with ice cream? What could be more beautiful? But friends, they did not have ice cream treats. And in fact, they had not purchased anything. They had brought with them and were now splitting a block of mozzarella cheese. Yep. Just pushing down the plastic and gnawing on the ends like it's not shameful. Have some respect. If not for yourself, then for the venue. I would have been less uncomfortable if he had been casually fingering her under the table. That would have seemed less intimate. I was like, there's other people here, man. I felt like I was at their wedding. I have been to some very touching nuptials, but I have never seen two humans more adamantly articulate that they are just 100% committed to never again being attractive to other people. Thank you guys so much.
Up next, Sandra Shamus puts down some roots here on the Winnipeg Comedy Festival.
Yes, thank you very much. Oh, thank you. I am 56 years old, and I've been living on a farm outside of Toronto for about 18 years. I know, you didn't know that. Around 49 or 50, I started getting restless, like a weird kind of like, I couldn't describe it. Restless is one way to say it, but it was more like I wanted to feel of greater service. I wanted to be contributing. I don't know if anybody here ever had that kind of feeling, but I didn't know quite what to do with it. I was at a party once and someone said to me, you know, what we recommend to our clients is that you just do what you love and then the money comes. Oh my God, people will listen to anything, seriously. So on my drive home, I'm taking it into consideration. You know, I'm thinking, well, what do I love? What do I love? I love where I live. I love my farm. I love food. God, I love food. I love growing food. I always have a huge garden. And I love my own cooking. I love sharing that food. So when I added it up, it looked like Farmer. Really? I have no relationship to that word whatsoever. Me? Me? I'm always thinking some guy with a bad leg, you know, like, you know, and a thrasher accident, you know, like. But me, I don't know. I maintained a garden. I have a huge garden, but like really farmer. I don't know. And I didn't tell anybody. Well, I actually did. I was on stage in a theater in Regina. Probably in front of the biggest agrarian audience I had been in front of at that time. And I thought, these people know something. They're of the earth. I'll just lash it out and see what happens. So I stood there and I said, you know, Regina, I'm thinking of becoming a farmer. And I got exactly that response. I'm like shocked. I'm thinking, why aren't they really happy? Why can't you just be happy for me? Like, but in that audience, that night, was a farmer. And the next day, I got a letter from him. Dear Sandra, I am Peter. I saw your show. Would you like a tour of my farm? Hell yeah! So he picked us up next day in his big Ford 150, and we drove out to his farm. Peter farms 8.5 sections, 5,440 acres. So he knows something, right? With him, he's brought a box. In the box, he grows everything we eat, everything. He's got every wheat, every soft, hard. He's got flax. He's got lentils, soybeans. He's got chickpeas. He grows. Did you know Saskatchewan is one of the largest producers of chickpeas in the world? I know. So I'm looking at all this, and I'm thinking, I can't do this. I cannot do this. So I go home. I come home to Ontario. I don't know what to do with myself. Seriously, I don't. I think to myself, well, maybe it's just equipment. Maybe I just need a piece of equipment, and then I'll become a farmer. Yeah, I get it in my head. I need a tractor. That's what I get. I mean, maybe I can't be a farmer, but I can shop. So I go up to the tractor boutique that's in my neighborhood. And I'm standing in the yard, and this old guy comes out with the bandy leg, you know. And he's wiping his mouth like he just was eating. He's been eating. He's looking at me like I'm an alien. What can I do for you? So I think I'd like to buy a tractor. Ooh, he says. And why not? Because now I'm suddenly like a pork chop to this guy, right? I say, you know, I've been admiring these orange ones over here. They're Kubotas. I don't know if you're familiar with Kubotas, but Kubotas are Japanese, compact. They are literally the Maserati of tractors, right? May I point something out, if you don't mind, ma'am? You see that there? That's a cup holder. I said, how much? Now, just for this little tiny tractor, $29,995. Now, what they don't tell you, if you do not know, they will not tell you, that a tractor by itself does nothing. Yeah. It has to have a thing on the front, huh? Or dragging a thing behind it. Otherwise, it's just a big, heavy, rolly thing that will kill you when it rolls over your body. That's all. For $30,000, I can hold my own coffee and drag a stick behind me, you understand? Like... I'm just going to do what I can with what I have. So I go back home, and I'm determined. I'm just going to get a spade and just start turfing up a whole bunch more stuff. I don't know. God, you never know how big an acre is till you see the size of your spade. Holy Jesus, Okay, undaunted. I dig up massive amounts, and then I start planting. I planted 275 heirloom tomatoes. I planted huge, a quarter-acre squash. I planted basil, and I put in 600 gladiola bulbs. Believe me when I tell you, they were stunning when they came out. Like, boom! It was fantastic. And all of this was to support my venture, that's right, of a roadside stand. Huh? Huh? I have cred now, huh? Yeah, I painted it a really nice color that matched the outfit that I had for it and everything. I found an honor jar. You know what an honor jar is? Yeah. You can still do that in Canada. And 2 minutes later, I'm putting tomatoes on there. Big Dodge Ram pulls up. Guy jumps out and goes, "Them tomatoes for sale?" And he put $3 in my jar. 3 cash dollars. And that summer, I made $136. So somebody said to me, "So you're going to declare it?" And I said, "Hell yeah." I made $136, but I spent $18 million trying to make it. That's called farming in Canada. Thank you very much.
Jen Grant offers food for thought when we return.
Please welcome Jen Grant.
I love food. Oh my goodness, don't you? It's so good. But be careful, you can be poisoned by it. I don't know if you know that. I got food poisoning recently, and I don't know if you know this, but mostly it comes from meat. Yeah, it's like the animals are saying, you can eat us if you want, but every once in a while you're going to pee out of your bum. Food poisoning is the worst. I think it's the sickest I've ever been. It's that moment you're sitting on the toilet puking into the garbage can that you apologize for everything you've ever done in your life. It's like, I'm a bad person. I deserve this. I was like, I'm sorry I lied on my taxes. I have a friend who's too obsessed with organic, non-GMO food, and that's important to care about that stuff, but she's too much. It's like, I only eat organic, non-GMO. I'm like, should I remind you 5 years ago we were in Jamaica and you bought a hash cake off a woman you didn't even know on the beach? I don't think that was non-GMO. I think it was PCP. Because you stared at the water for 14 hours. I love going out to eat, love it, but I think women, we need to start owning our fries. We don't. Every time we order fries, it's like we're committing a crime. The waitress is like, would you like fries or salad? Fries. With gravy. I'll make it poutine, just lock me up! Lock me up! When I was out for lunch the other day, I walked into the men's bathroom by accident. Oh, that's embarrassing. Oh, my goodness. And I knew right away. It was like during the day. I don't know why I did it. I walked in. Right away, I was like, oh, why is that guy getting arrested in here? Standing against the wall. I realized from that experience, I feel bad for you guys, because if you walk into the women's bathroom, no matter what, you're a perv, right? No matter what. Even if you're like, no, it was an honest mistake. Yeah, we're like, whatever, creep. We know what you're up to. I walked in, it was so different for me. I walked in, I was like, oh shit, sorry. The guy was like, that's all right, come on in. Come on in, my wife thinks I'm pooping, so we have 20 minutes. So I love eating, but I also love drinking. Am I right? How good is booze? Love it. I love beer. Beer is my favorite. And for, well, I wasn't drinking beer. I was drinking vodka. What I missed about drinking beer was you can be a connoisseur. You can be like, is this a microbrewery beer? This is delicious. Can you taste the hops? Is this local? I like stouts. I drink mostly vodka, like I said. What can you say about that? Even if you like vodka, seriously. Oh, is this Grey Goose? It tastes less like hairspray. Zing. Beer is so delicious, people even drink non-alcoholic beer. Losers do, but, oh, sorry. Woo, never mind, nothing. I don't, no, you don't. Can't drink non-alcoholic vodka, you know what that is? Potato in a glass. Beer is one of those drinks that just happens to have booze in it. It's a beverage that, you know, you could have a beer at a business lunch, no one would judge you. That's true. They'd be like, oh, Bob, he's a beer lover. Yeah, that's why he ordered it. That's the only reason. He's a beer lover. You drink vodka at a business lunch, you're a raging alcoholic. I've heard some people say that they like drinking vodka because you can't smell the alcohol in the breath. That makes no sense. Don't you want people to know when you're wasted? Why is Jan pissing in the plant in the lobby? I don't know, I thought she was drunk, but I couldn't smell anything. Thank you very much, you guys. Woo!
Here's a recipe for big laughs. It's Ali Hassan.
Hello, Winnipeg. All right. Hello, Winnipeg. So I was a chef for many years. I've made money from food. I've fed a lot of people. And food's gotten me out of some jams. I have kids. I have 2 stepdaughters. And we have this little thing we call a son. And my stepdaughter's very interested about where the little guy came from. So sometimes we'll be driving. This happened recently. We're driving back from the skating rink, from the back seat of the car. My 8-year-old daughter says, Papa, where did our baby brother come from? And I was like, all right, I'll handle this like a man. Well, honey, who wants French fries? Woo! And we just turned into this Lebanese restaurant that I've never seen before in my life. We had fries, we had falafel, we had shawarma. I spent $23 that day not to answer that question. I have no regrets. No regret. I will continue to spend that kind of money. Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for applauding my poor parenting. I appreciate that. That's important to me. I was a chef for many years. I loved feeding people. It's a joy for me. You feed people, you make them happy, and then what happens? You get to meet people with different eating habits, which was exciting. I enjoyed meeting vegetarians. I like vegetarians. You know, they're generally good people who typically aren't in my way when I want to buy a lamb sausage. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's nice. Here's who I don't like. This person who says, Ali, I'm a vegetarian, but I will eat chicken and fish, right? And there's a name for that. It's called not a goddamn vegetarian. Hello? You're a bad person. That's what you are, okay? That's offensive to actual vegetarians. You're licking fried chicken off your fingers. Oh man, it is tough being a vegetarian, I'll tell you. It is. Whew, but you gotta do it. You gotta do it for the children and the future. Get out of here, relax. You're living the good life, all right? You are living the good life. The terms fine dining don't mean a whole lot anymore. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you think of your local Indian restaurant. That's a good example, where it says fine dining, and then right underneath it, $1.99, all you can eat buffet. Listen, those two things should not be under the same roof, all right? That's not how it works. I saw a Korean restaurant the other day, fine dining / karaoke. Are you kidding me? I can't be sitting at table 5 eating exquisitely prepared meat dishes and table 6 is gathered around belting out Celine Dion covers. That's not a good experience. Doesn't make any sense. It's coming to the point where one day I'm going to go to a fine French restaurant and I'm going to walk in and the waiter is going to come over. Monsieur, this chef's special today is a grilled saltfish. We accompany that with a duck terrine, and we drizzle all of this with a cream sauce. But first, please put your hands together and welcome to the stage, Destiny! It's ridiculous. I mean, I'll stay. I'm not a monster, right? I mean, look, I'm here, she's here, the food's on its way. I'm not gonna, but I will not enjoy myself. I promise you that. Thank you very much, Winnipeg. It's been a pleasure.
Dave Hemstad goes bananas next on the Winnipeg Comedy Festival.
If laughter had calories, this comic would be a public health menace. Please welcome Dave Hemstad.
Thank you. Yeah, what a night, huh? Holy smokes. I try to eat well. I try to eat good, but it's so hard because they keep changing the rules. Food keeps changing. Our parents taught us there were 4 food groups, and now 3 of them will kill you. I don't know what to eat. I can't get through breakfast. Every time I'm like, what should we have? Should we have eggs? No, eggs are bad. No, I heard they're good. No, they're bad. No, they're good again, though. No, the parts of them are good. The white part's okay, but you can't have the yellow part. You can if you don't break it. I heard a thing about that. It's how you prepare the eggs. It's okay now. No, you can't trust that. Don't have it. Okay, forget it. I'll just have some cereal. No, cereal's bad. You can't have cereal. Cereal's very bad. What are you going to put on it? I don't know, milk? Milk's terrible. Are you crazy? You can't have cereal and milk. Fine, I'll just have some toast. Toast? Are you out of your mind? Bread will kill you. I don't know what to eat. I just want to start my day. Apparently this meal is very important. It's possible. It's changed so much that if I saw you doing a line of Coke off a slice of white bread, I'd be like, white bread, dude? You're trying to kill yourself? Come on, man. They keep changing the rules. Sugar's a new killer. When we were kids, it was fine. All it did was cause cavities. It wasn't going to kill you. It was going to cause cavities in teeth that were going to fall out. Anyway, all you had to do was sit through a lecture from the dentist every now and again, and then he gave you a lollipop. That's entrapment, brother. You get busted for marijuana possession, they don't roll a joint and go, let's tell you why what you did was wrong. But sugar's the new killer, and my parents used to have bowls of it on the breakfast table, right beside the ashtray. Turns out our parents were very lazy assassins. We used to have bowls of sugar on the table because we used to have real cereals that were made of whole grains, and whole grains taste like hay and sawdust. So you have to put heaps of sugar on it so you can choke it down. And then our parents just decided to write to the cereal companies and say, can you just send us cereals with sugar all over them? I'm getting a sugar elbow here trying to feed this kid. And they did. They made us these magical cereals, Lucky Charms and Alpha-Bits. And they stopped putting cereal in it. It was just candy with marshmallows in a bowl. That became the new breakfast. So, a quick story. My dad used to do weekend breakfast. He was a bacon and eggs man, did the weekends. Mom took care of your weekday breakfast. She'd get you sorted out the door. Everybody had their routines. That was the system. Now, one day, Mom got sick, and Dad had to do weekday breakfast. He was not prepared. He didn't have the skill set needed to whip up a weekday breakfast. He's fighting the tie. He's getting ready. What goes on here? What goes on a Tuesday? I don't know this process. What's happening? What do you eat here? I was like, cereal. Cereal. Okay, fine. Here's some cereal. And he's going through his thing. And I'm pretty sure it was Lucky Charms. And I'm dumping it in. And he's going through his thing. He goes, is there sugar on that one? I was 9. So I recognized immediately there's a chance he is testing me to see if I'm ready to be honest with my father yet. But there's also a chance that this guy doesn't know there's sugar on this cereal. If I play my cards right, I'm gonna get to put a little sugar on top of the sugar cereal because Mom's sick. This is my window. This would never happen with Mom, but I can pull this off today, unless it's a test, unless it's a trap. I wasn't sure, so I just looked at him and I said, no. And he slid the sugar bowl over to me, which is exactly what you would do if you were still trapping someone. So I thought this might also be part of the test, so I just kept looking at him. So I started to put sugar on it. I was just eyeballing him the whole time to see what he would do, you know? Ball's in your court, bud. And he left and went to work. And I ate that bowl, and that was the moment ADD was invented. That was when it happened. You think I sat still that day? I didn't touch ground the whole way to school. The colors I saw. Oh, it's a magical ride. When you were a kid, you only liked 4 foods. You knew that. There was 4 foods you liked, and that was all you needed in the world. And your parents talked you into trying all these other foods. And you would argue with them, no, I don't like that. And they said, how do you know you don't like it? You haven't even tried it. The same way I know I don't like headbutting fire hydrants. Instinct. Well, you still got to eat the bad foods, and what's really funny about the bad foods now is we've established a new system, okay? Because nobody likes eating healthy, because it's terrible. So the new system for eating bad is that you call it a cheat day. That's all. I thought you were just a fat, disgusting pig who didn't like himself. No, it's cheat day. Eating has become so screwed up, you can declare openly you're going to cheat. The whole point of cheating is it's a clandestine activity. You can't just declare it. You can't walk into a math test and go, it's cheat day today, just so everybody knows. My eyes are gonna be everywhere. Hey, Jim, is that your wife? No, secretary. Yeah, cheat day. Yeah, it's okay, I've been faithful all month. I've been saving it up. I'm gonna enjoy it tonight. I'm gonna be tweeting pictures and everything. Cheat day! Thank you very much, guys. You were great. Thank you.
Well, that's the food show. I know it's a lot to digest, so good thing you're on the couch. That's all that's left is to loosen your pants, close your eyes. Good night, everyone. Thanks so much.